Welcome to ZBTR TV.
The goal is to unearth and document the Zambian narrative in the best way possible.
Catch us live every Saturday on Facebook and YouTube.
We broadcast every Saturday at 10 a.m. EST, 7 a.m. PT.
With a growing audience across the globe, we connect Zambians and share resources abroad.
Be part of our journey. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
With a growing audience across the globe, we connect Zambians and share resources abroad.
The ZBTR TV show.
Did you know? Less than 10% of our viewers are subscribed. Don't miss out. Be part of the community. Mark your calendars. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Flow live.
Welcome to the show.
I was talking to myself. I didn't know I was on mute. I said, hello, hello, hello. I know emotions are high. The atmosphere is tense. The expectation is, oh my goodness. It's difficult even to say how probably everybody is feeling, because I know they've only announced how many, Muhambi? Let me bring Muhambi up here. How many? They've only announced how many? 27 constituencies?
27 out of the 226.
27. So 200 and what? 200, how many? 200 and what remaining? 19?
Oh, Lord. Somewhere around there. I don't have my calculator.
Yeah, 219. Welcome, everybody, to ZBTR TV. We've been here since Wednesday. We do thank you for joining us and tuning us all the time since we started on election eve to today. This is going to be the wrap-up of the election portion. Doesn't mean we'll stop talking about it, but we are just going to sort of do this elections report and wrap it up. A lot has happened, okay? A lot has happened. And in case you are tuning in for the first time, we want you to know that you can subscribe to our channel at ZBTR TV. We are on Facebook, we are on X, which is Twitter. We are also on YouTube. That way you are not going to miss a single broadcast when we go live. A lot has happened, okay? Since elections were cast or people voted on Thursday, the counting started. There were some reports of violence in certain parts of the country. Counting was suspended and later resumed because, unfortunately, one of the polling officers lost their lives, which is a very sad development. We have seen some videos of attack on Mr. Mundubile. We shall get to address that, not on this show, but I'm working on getting a legal person from Mr. Mundubile's campaign, and probably we shall do a show on Monday on that subject only. So stay tuned, okay? It was believed Tasila's husband and other people like Bishop or Trevor Mwamba, they are still not known where their whereabouts are, all right? So we shall get to that report. Law enforcement officers, some of you must have seen this, apprehended some thugs with pangas and firearms. That was also an interesting report. I'm just trying to give you an update of a lot of things that have transpired since the votes were cut, all right? And now, as we get into today's broadcast, ECZ just wrapped up a live report, and they have given some election results and updated where everyone is. Okay, let's have here Joseph, who has been with us from the beginning since Wednesday. Hi, Joseph, and good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. How is the afternoon there?
Well, the afternoon here, it's just okay, and kind of intense as well after we heard the election results.
Okay, okay. We have a special guest today who was a mayoral candidate in the Luansha elections, Mr. Dennis Kayo. Did I say the right name properly? How do you say it, Kayo or Kayo?
Yes, sir, you've said it correctly. That's Kyle.
Kayo, all right. Mr. Kayo, welcome. He stood as an independent candidate, is that right?
I stood under the UPND. I was aspiring under the UPND.
Oh,
Yes,
UPND. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mohammed did tell me that you stood under the UPND. All right, this is what we shall do. Let's begin with my friend and brother Ali Mwene, a political analyst, is still in the background. Leaders, whenever you are ready, you can turn on your video clip and we can go from there. Joseph, I'll put you in the background as Mohabi and I have a conversation with Mr. Kayo here. Thank you for joining us and welcome to ZBT ARA. Tell us what prompted you to jump into this race? Why didn't you run as a ward councillor? Why didn't you run as MP? You could have even run as a presidential candidate. Why mayor?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the question. I think what motivated me to contest as in these general elections to aspire as mayor of Luansha, it's out of the passion that I have for leadership, for service, and also to give myself to my community. I'm someone who loves to offer solutions at every given environment. When I walk into the room, the first thing that I identify are things that are not there. And so I'm a solution-driven young person. And so out of that mentality, out of that attitude that I have towards problems of society, I eventually found myself aspiring for mayor of Luansha. I think prior to me aspiring as mayor of Luansha, of course, I served in various spaces, be it in youth-led organizations. I was also student union vice president at Unilas, and eventually I became president. I was a youth leader at church. And so from a young age, I grew up in the leadership space because I naturally love offering myself to be of service and to others. So when growing up in Luansha, when I realized the challenges that we have, the leadership vacuum that we have, of course, there are leaders that have done tremendous work, but I realized that maybe we need a new vision and also a youthful voice. And that is why I offered myself to contest as mayor of Luansha. Of course, you had earlier mentioned that why didn't I aspire to run as maybe a ward councillor, an MP, or maybe even president? Well, maybe the presidents, we can remove it for now because I'm still young. But I aspired as mayor because the problems that I identified here in Luansha mainly have to do with local governance at council level. And when I talk about local governance, I mean the council itself, because a member of parliament is a people's representative at parliament in Lusaka.
Yes.
So before I am sent to Lusaka,
okay, looks like he's frozen. We should have him back. That's what happens when people are using their phones. Leaders, good morning. Mr. Ali.
think he can hear you.
Work on your things. Work on your stuff. I can't. You can't hear me. Work on your stuff. All right. Mr. Kayo is frozen. We're still waiting for other members of the team to join, and then we shall carry the conversation. We have a lot of ground to cover today, and hopefully we can get into a lot of issues other than just okay. It's still we're waiting for Cambo to come and give us to tabulate the figures. We're going to deal with issues of what do you call it? We're going to deal with issues of report. Can you hear us now, Mr.
Yes.
Al? Okay.
No,
you know you're supposed to do landscape leaders. Don't.
I apologize.
Don't behave like.
Like those who
don't behave like you are in the UNIP era now.
I know.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. I appreciate.
I know all of us you know what, we'll just be going with this conversation.
Yeah, let's do that.
As we go along. We are not going to be Joseph here. We are. So you were all glued to the. I don't know what you were watching, TV, online, or what. As the results are coming out, Muhambi. Leaders, give me your
my authentic and serious analysis. So I'm always I try to be very neutral. By the way, thank you again for inviting me. When I got your text last night, I was actually doing my final connecting flight from Houston into Dallas.
Oh,
all the way from San Francisco. So my flight was a little bit delayed, but thank you again.
And they took you to Houston. There were no direct flights into Dallas.
I couldn't find any direct flights into Dallas. So, but I appreciate again that I can speak to you from my house here.
With some warm breakfast on the side, prepared my amazing sister.
I have it right there.
I know how she does it.
She's the best cook.
Oh yeah.
So, but leaders, first, so thank you again. Zambia is at the crossroads.
Yes.
And we appreciate the energy that everybody's putting into these elections. You and I, we've done elections for a very long time.
Yeah.
Maybe before our folks here online, saw the light. But I think we're privileged in so many areas to obviously be a part of this conversation, and we don't take this lightly to share what we think is authentic to the people that listen to us. Looking at Zambia, really, Zambia is a very small country, small GDP, but there's quite a lot of output in terms of elections.
Okay.
And it sends a lot of shockwaves. So, to get your point here, and again, as the discussion progresses, we'll look at the details. But at the moment, what we've garnered or collected, the incumbent is leading by almost 80,000 electoral votes, which means, and from my observation, I've seen that the Electoral Commission is very impartial. As the results come in, they are intelligently picking from all the corners of the republic, if you understand what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not focused on one area. So they would pick Eastern Province, they would pick Northern Province, so they would pick Copper Belt, they would pick Eastern. And then they picked one or two from Northwestern, but I haven't heard anything from Western so far. My assumption is probably they're still counting and tallying those votes, which You know, I've had conversations with people that work within the systems to see how all that is going. It's a very complex situation. Okay, it's a very complex situation, and in fact, one of the commissioners mentioned to me that at some point they had one electoral what do you call these people that handle the Gen 20s in the polling stations?
Electoral officer or something?
Yes.
Is that right, Joseph? Is that what you call them?
Polling agents, in short.
Polling
Yeah,
agent.
but
Thank you.
there's a leader there who is assigned to announce, and is the custodian of the Gen 20 form. So that individual was traveling and spent almost 2 nights without sleep because they had to come to a district where there was some kind of network and transmit those elections, and then they were required to come into Lusaka. So you can imagine somebody has traveled 2 nights and they haven't slept.
Why were they? Where
Well,
were they coming from?
I think it's some remote places from the Western province. But the good news is they were able to transmit that accurately and shared to all the stakeholders, and the results were included in the total tally.
Okay.
But so to my point, leader, here as we move into this discussion, let's highlight that currently the incumbent, who is President Hakainde, is ahead by almost 80,000. So he's at 243,509 versus Brian, who is at 161,883. That's where the elections are. And the next update is coming in at 20 hours. I believe you and I here. It will be,
I think they said 21.
21, yeah,
21. Okay, I wanted to continue our conversation with Kayo, but he has dropped. And one of the people I'm really looking forward to joining us here, Johanna, is here. She's been at our organization is participating in the election monitoring process. Mohambi, can you let's do this. Can you please just get with Johanna, try to help her what's going on? Our camera is not coming on. Could you please just do that? And then I don't know where Kayo has gone. We should have continued our conversation. All right. Before I bring on Kambo to give us what do you call it? To give us the breakdown of where the figures are, where things stand. Joseph, your just brief synopsis and analysis of where things are right now.
All right. So basically, what I can just say, the environment here is kind of tense. The thing that a lot of Zambians are worried about is the delayment of announcing the results. So if you observe, the Electoral Commission of Zambia most of the time would, postpone the time of announcing the result. They started this since yesterday. They say that they will announce on this time and then they'll push it to another time. Today, they say that no, we'll announce it around, is it 13 hours? And then they pushed it further to 14. And then 14, it exceeded to 15 hours, right? So, because of this, a lot of people are getting worried, and a lot of civil organizations are coming in to question the Electoral Commission of Zambia's conduct when it comes to announcing the results in time. Like there is one organization that criticized the Electoral Commission of Zambia. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Human Rights Commission. It's the Human Rights Commission of Zambia. They did criticize the Electoral Commission of Zambia about on what grounds, in what grounds are they, delaying to announce the results, right? Even the Law Association of Zambia did question on that particular matter. So it's like there's a huge, tense, but the Electoral Commission of Zambia did, did announce that did state the reason why they are delaying the announcement of the results and why they do postpone is because most of the
what reason did they give? What reason did they give for the delay?
So the reason that they give on the delays on the grounds of the verification of the results, they need to verify the results first before they announce the results. Most of the results are coming from remote areas, and these remote areas may may have some challenges with some network issues, sort of the thing. So they would first verify the results. They want to find out if it's legit. If the results are legit, if there is no any kind of false activity or no temperament of the ballot papers or anything, then they would take that result as a legit result, right?
Okay.
So
all right.
that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So that's what is going on over there. Okay. So what we shall do, let's welcome Pastor Cambo here. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing good. I know.
What do you...
I think you heard what Joseph has said. It's the issue. It's the issue of what do you call? It's the issue of they are saying verification. I don't know, before you begin to go into the figures, I don't know what your perception of this whole process is. What do you make of it?
I mean, for me, I don't know. I think as Zambians, we easily forget how our elections work. We have selective amnesia. There's always this tension that we have, and then the results start coming in later, and then all of a sudden, right? Like yesterday we had 4, and then today they do a big data dump, and I expect the one tonight to be the same, and then it will be the same tomorrow. It's always like this, and I don't know why as a country we have not just gotten used to the fact that this is how it's going to be. I think that I stand to be corrected. I think last time what happened or what helped was the ECZ, I think, gave a good timeline for the announcement of results. So they said, they basically gave, like, this is when the data is going to be given to everybody. And I think, like today, they came in the morning and they told us what the plan was for the day. So we were expecting results to come in. So for me, it's neither here nor I know there's anxiety, people want results, but this is Zambia. This is how it has always worked.
You sure? How was it in 2021? Can you remember?
Yeah, 2021 was the same thing. I think 2021, what was better was communication. Communication was way better. There was more information that we were receiving. I was happy that this morning, for example, they started with a briefing that allowed a lot of questions. So I think
can you, for the sake of those that maybe didn't, because I just woke up and started getting ready for this show, and I know there are many others. What were some of the, talk about 2-3 concerns that the people asked questions raised?
Question number, the big one was in Lusaka province, for example, there has been theft of ballots. So the question was in one place, and I don't want to misquote, but I think it's somewhere in Lusaka where ballot boxes were stolen. So the question that stakeholders had was, how are you going to account for those votes? And what is the status? So the commission say that when they come to give the results for that particular constituency, they are going to give a briefing about how they are treating those results from that particular area.
Did they say if they recovered the ballot boxes?
No, they did not say. They did not say whether or not they had recovered the ballot boxes. So they said they were going to give a more detailed explanation when that time comes. That was one thing I think that jumped out. That was major in the morning, and then it got a little bit personal and emotional.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is people. That's the part that I don't like when people begin to get emotional about politics. like I told somebody, look, HH Omundubile, they are not your relatives. They don't even know you.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Get a grip. Get a grip. This is fika pite fi.
Fika pita.
Shari ole ya kapente ya vula tomato. Fika pite fi. Oh, I'm telling you, me, I don't pull punches when it comes to these things, Kambopi. Why are you becoming emotional? Don't
exactly
get yourself together. Some of us have done this 20, 30 times.
Yeah.
Don't get emotional. All right. From the, my interest, and I think I want us to.
Did I lose you? I think I'm by myself here. I think I lost you, Nathan. Did you lose him?
I think.
Oh, can you see it? Okay.
Now we can see you.
We can see you now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying my interest is, and from, I think, tell our viewers, and those that are going to watch this, how many constituencies have been announced and what has been the turnout in the constituencies that have been announced. Because I think the chairperson of the commission, at the end of the report, she did mention that she did give a percentage of the turnout, right?
Yeah.
I want you to start from there as you tabulate the figures.
Yeah, something is bugging me because as we were getting results, Magoye East results, there was it just started buffering. So, and I checked ZNBC so I don't know if it was just a network issue that they were having, and I've gone. So if anybody has the breakdown of Magoye East, I'd like
East.
I know the top numbers. I know what HH got, and I know what Brian Mundubile got, but I don't want it will skew my numbers if I just put in those two without accounting for the others. So with that said, one of the things that I have been watching out for, like you said, is turnout. And turnout, we have to understand, is at two levels. Turnout number one is at the national level, which is an average turnout. And then we also have the provincial or constituency level turnout. That becomes very different from the national turnout. And so what I look for in those cases is, in a particular constituency, is the turnout keeping up with the national average or beating the national average, or even underperforming the national average. And when I did my models, and I have been sharing models with people, I said, what you want to see if you are the opposition, you would like to see Southern Province type turnout plus vote share. Right. So if you have 70% turnout, you are also getting close to 70% vote share, right? Or 80%. So I'll just go through some of these, for example. Let me start with.
Are you able to share them on the screen? No.
No, I'm not able to. So that's what delayed me coming on. I was really trying to get that Magoye number so that I can really put it in here. But I can share what I have, for example. Let's look at where do we start? Do we start with the opposition? Let's say Mbala, right? When we look at Mbala, I'm just looking for it here. Sorry, Vanathan.
No, that's okay. Leaders, did you get? We don't seem to have Magoye East information.
Yeah,
Magoye East breakdown.
I have Magoye.
You have the whole breakdown? Not just the top number. I have the top two.
I have just for the two leading candidates. Magoye, Brian Mundubile scored 148.
148, right?
Yeah, and HH 19,738. That's for Magoye. I apologize, leaders.
That's okay.
I was having network with my
So what do you need? What else do you need from Magoye, Cambo? Which Ali can
No,
help.
so I need the numbers for there because with turnout, you also have to figure out how many votes were cast, how many votes were rejected.
So that's information.
Yeah.
Do you have that information, leaders?
No, I do not have it.
And I'll try and go back afterwards.
Anybody,
to go
those,
and look at the videos.
Sis Woklotilda Zenith, Dr. Nyendwa Mulenga, if anybody has that information, please share with us. Everybody watching, or everybody watching, Derek, if you have information about how many votes were cast at Magoye, that's a missing piece, right?
That's a missing piece.
Total votes cast and what was rejected.
What was rejected, breakdown of the other people too.
The breakdown of the other people too. That's what we are looking for, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
So just to give you an example for Chipangali West.
Okay, let's do that. I wish we could put it on the screen.
I know. So if I get Chipangali West, which is in Eastern Province, Brian Mundubile wins that one, right? 7,862. HH comes out at 3,353. That looks like a very big gap, but when you look at the turnout, it was only 44%.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you look at that kind of turnout and HH doing those kinds of numbers and eating into that lead, that bodes well for him, because when you go to Dundumwezi, which had a 68% turnout, it was a blowout, right? Dundumwezi, it was just bloodbath, right? it's not even a contest. So
remember, everybody watching, don't think we are trying to bash anybody here. We are the issue on the table right now is turnout. Remember that as you are watching this. It's turnout. We're looking at turnout. Okay, continue.
So when you look at turnout and vote share, those begin to matter, because when you go to places like Northern Province, for example, and I gave this example yesterday of even what happened in Kaputa, right? Kaputa, HH wins that one and had the 68% turnout, and he ekes out a win there. But he is performing well in the north because he is putting up numbers. When you look at Luango, which is in Luapula Province, you're going to see Brian Mundubile wins it there by 6,349 votes, but HH comes in at 3,536. The turnout there was 68%, right? My models for the opposition were that if they are going to win, they need to be putting up numbers between 68 to 77% and really dominating that vote. Because if they don't replicate what is happening in the South in their own strongholds, then it becomes hard for them to win, right? So that is what I'm watching out for in terms of where do they land. And right now, it's not auguring well for them. And even in Lusaka, where I think Lusaka is a 50-50 to me, because I think the first result we got there yesterday, Mundubile won, right? And the result we got from Chongwe East today, Hichilema won and won by a big margin. So he came in at 17,114 votes to Brian Mundubile's 8,807 votes. But look at the turnout, only 49%.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So
that's the perspective that we need to be understanding, right? It's the turnout.
Yes.
The percentage of, I know some people may argue. I want you to respond to this point, Campbell.
Yes.
Some people may argue and say it doesn't matter. He won and whatever the figures are, he won by this margin. What is the significance of the turnout in the area?
No, because turnout, if you have 30,000 registered voters in an area and you only have 12,000 of them come to vote, and and this is your stronghold, and then your opponent is getting 4,000 of those votes and only leaving you 8. But when you go to his stronghold, he has 30,000 people, 22,000 of them vote, and he gets 21,000 of the vote. Come on. That cancels out so much of what you're trying to do in your own stronghold. That's why turnout matters, margin of win matters, and for HH, margin of loss in these strongholds for the Tonse Alliance also matters for him. He doesn't want to lose by much. He wants to eat into that lead, because remember, it's always a 50 plus 1 threshold that they're trying to beat. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, continue. What else do you have?
So one of the things that is happening on the Copper Belt, and I don't know if you saw Kantanshi.
No, I didn't.
That is,
my village.
Your village. Your village, and this is where I think the next batch should include a lot of the Copper Belt, I suspect, because I saw them announce in Dollar Central. So Kantanshi, when you look at what happened in Kantanshi, they had a 55% turnout rate.
Wow.
Mundubile won that one by 12,547 votes to Hakainde Hichilema's 6,945.
Which is like half, right?
Yes, which is almost like half. So Copper Belt is going, with what we have so far, is going 50-50. So we really have to watch and see what happens there.
You talked about another Copper Belt town you mentioned.
Yes, Konkola in Chililabombwe.
How did that look like? We are still looking at turnout. I'm interested in turnout.
Oh, the turnout. Oh, geez.
What are the figures?
The problem is they were too fast. These guys.
Oh, Antoine.
Yeah. They were too fast. If you give me a second, let me run these numbers without Magoye, right?
Remove my people. Sorry, Clotilda, we need to remove Magoye. That's my second village.
Clotilda want to be happy with you.
Hey, you mentioned the Konkola. Did you say
Konkola? Yes.
Yeah.
So Konkola,
thank you, Zinat. You mentioned Konkola. Let's talk about Konkola.
Hold on, that's what I'm trying to get for you. Let's see if I can feed this. You can just talk about something else maybe, and then
okay.
Let me try
Muhambi, your thoughts. What's going on? Where are my people? What's going on with Joanna?
Well, I just wanted to. We were supposed to have Joanna. She's going to send us a video from the election center. She's having network trouble there, and so she said she'll send a video, and hopefully we can have it on before
we can download it in our system and everything else. I really wanted to have Joanna here, Clotilda. She's one of the monitors at the center. I wanted her to give us first-hand information of what is going on. Let's bring Joseph back in here. I wanted her to give us first-hand information on what is going on at the center there, because she's right inside and she's supposed to so the network Mohammed, is it just a network issue?
It's the network issue. It's the network issue there.
Okay, so can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so when we look at the Copper Belt, for example, right now, these combined numbers from the Copper Belt, and we have Kantanshi and we have Konkola, right? And this is where the opposition wants to be, right? Because they want to be winning the Copper Belt by 60%. So far, Mundubile is leading in the Copper Belt by 60.5%, right? To H is 38.6%. They want to post these kinds of numbers on the Copper Belt and in Lusaka. Unfortunately for them, in Lusaka province, HH is leading so far with the votes that have been announced, right? So, and again, I'll go in here and just double check everything, because we just have to make sure that all the numbers that we have are computing well. But my point being that turnout and win margin is important, right? So my model for the opposition was win the Copper Belt and Lusaka 60%, north of 60%, and then perform well, post Southern Province kind of numbers in your constituencies, and then you win. But I'm not seeing those kind of turnout rates in their constituencies. For example, Saise, I'd never heard of this place before, right? It's in Northern Province. It had a turnout rate of 37%.
Wow.
37% in Saise.
And what were the results there?
And the results in they take it. They take this.
The opposition?
Yes, but imagine you have 30,460
registered voters.
Registered voters, and you only have a turnout of 37%.
What was the actual figure?
Yeah, my figures. You see, because I've already fed them in here and I'm exporting them. Okay, hold on.
Joseph, your thoughts on this so far?
Well, what I can just actually say, I'll just try to remain neutral as possible. But you know, we just have to check on
Zambians don't believe in being neutral.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
yeah, I've said I'm non-partisan for years. Nobody believes me.
Nobody believes you.
I've stopped worrying about it. You keep your opinion to yourself. That's what I say. Keep going, Joseph.
So looking at the turnouts for the opposition and the END, we can just basically, it's just safe to say that there's a high chance that President Hakainde Hichilema might win this election, but the competition remains tight. As you can see, Mr. Brian Mundui is also trying to close in, and okay, he did his best to try to penetrate the Northern Province as well, the Wapula, and to my surprise, I'm also seeing some votes in the Southern Province, though they are small, but you know, the Southern Province won't disappoint their president, and they all turned out to come in huge numbers. President Hakainde Hichilema came with a lot of huge numbers, above 20,000 in most of the constituencies in Southern Province. And we can just see that because of those numbers in Southern Province, it's kind of adding up to his total numbers of votes that he's receiving right now. So it is safe to say that President Hakainde Hichilema might win this election. But it's going to be a tight competition. It's going to be tight because Brian Mundui is trying his best. But if only Brian Mundui had a higher turnout in Copperbelt and Lusaka, especially in Lusaka, because you know these two provinces are actually the only province that helps determine who's going to be the next president of Zambia. But it looks like there's a stiff competition between the two, and so that's why I can just, those are my thoughts on that, basically.
Okay. Now,
go ahead.
Go.
No, so that is, so Copperbelt and Lusaka only account for 31% of voters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the argument I was making, because I think one thing that is lost in translation for people is the new voter register. You now have 4 provinces that have over 1 million voters, Eastern Province included. When you look at the numbers that they are posting in Eastern Province, HH is very competitive in Eastern Province. Okay, he's splitting the vote really well and even winning in some places. My argument has always been for the opposition is you have to dominate. You have to dominate those numbers, right? So when they come in, when they bring in a good turnout, number one. Number two, when that vote turns out, you win handily. For example, I found Saise, right? Saise in the Northern Province. Brian Mundui wins it, 9,983 votes. HH comes in at 4,921 votes. You see what I mean? If this was Southern Province, there's no way that happens, right? And then you also have a 37% turnout.
Are people getting this argument, Cambo? Did you look? This is what people need to understand how this works. Ni samushishi, ni science, Muhambi. Joseph, when was Zambia more than a Joseph? Listen, Muhambi, I want here is what I want us to understand as we are going into this. Okay, Cambo, just give a random result from Southern Province. Pick any number, compare. Pick any number.
Oh, pick any number.
Just pick it. I've got something here. Where is
that?
let
me pick
just any number. I want us
East.
to compare. Don't lose the one you just gave. Mohambi, do you have anything from Southern Province? Joseph? Anything. I just want us to
East.
Okay, Monza East, okay?
Yes.
Okay. HH.
Monza. Wait, there's something wrong here.
As he's looking, anybody can give us a number from Eastern Province. Anybody?
Yeah. From Eastern Province or from is it from Eastern that you want or from
anything? I want us to do
Malambo. Sorry.
A mathematical comparison.
Mathematical comparison.
Yeah,
right?
Of what we're trying to do here. Dennis can join us as well. We're just looking at the numbers here. So give anybody with a number from Eastern Province, where those numbers are at. You see, I'm trying to push an argument here for people to see what I'm trying to say. Eh?
With the numbers, huh?
With the numbers, yeah. No. Not this Mohambi. I'm looking for Southern Province.
Southern.
I want to make there's something I want people to see. There's something I want people to see. Don't lose that number you just gave. Okay, all right. Okay, Mohambi just sent me something here. Listen to this. Kambo, can you go back to that number you gave in Eastern Province?
Which one did I give in Eastern Province? Yeah.
The one you just read where I think HH is 3,000 or 4,000 and the Mundubide is 6,000-7,000.
Oh, no, it's like, that's Northern Province.
Okay.
So
yeah,
9,000. So Mundubide goes 9,983.
Okay, and HH?
HH comes in at 4,921.
Okay, now listen to this Kalomo South. Pay attention to this. Listen to these figures in Kalomo South. This is the argument. Those of you are trying to say, Kambo, if you feel academic, shani. That's why you are going to cry. No, I'm serious here. Zenith, everybody watching. This is where people are going to cry because you are not paying attention to the project, to the mathematical. Listen to this. Kalomo South, HH 23,802. Brian Mundubile 83. Now, I know you can argue and say, give me another figure. Okay. People, turn out.
We
have an accountant here by profession. He will tell you figures don't lie. They speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Kayo, my brother, I'm a figures yale moneka shani kulwan shock.
All right. Thank you so much. Like I said earlier on, it's easy to predict an election because of the numbers and also the number of registered voters. So we are able to predict how each.
Sorry.
We lost him.
Yeah, numbers don't lie, Vadala. Numbers don't lie.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
I'm telling you the truth. Mohambi, how are you seeing all these things turn out? Is Kayo back?
Yes, he's coming back.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Did I take him off? Yeah, go ahead, Kayo.
Yes, like I was saying, it is easy to predict an election results based on previous
numbers don't lie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, it is easy to predict an election results based on previous performance of political parties and also the number of registered voters across the country. When you look at these elections, okay, I think based on the results that have been availed by the ECZ so far, you can see that the UPND, President Hakainde Hichilema, is performing fairly well in the opposition strongholds. but the opposition is not performing well in the strongholds of the ruling party. If I was to give an example, if we look at the 2016 elections,
yes,
those elections were highly contested in that for Hakainde Hichilema, UPND, in his strongholds, I think he got the majority votes. Equally for President Edgar Lungu, may he so rest in peace, in his strongholds, he got the majority votes. And HH was not able to penetrate that side. And also Lungu was not able to penetrate this side.
Yeah,
and
I
so it was
remember that.
tension. Yes, and also the outcome itself, it was a 50-50. And I think he won by a very small margin.
President
But when
Lungu,
you look
right?
at this election, that was President Edgar Lungu in 2016. But when you look at 2021, President Hakainde Hichilema was able to penetrate in the strongholds of the Patriotic Front, which gave them a very weak base, and they couldn't compete with him because
you see, to Dennis's point, yes, is frozen. When he comes back, he'll continue. To Dennis's point, the 2016 election is a good example of that. Because I'm sure, Joseph, because you remember President HH performed very poorly in Luapula Northern, I think Eastern. He wasn't even competing with ECL in those areas. He wasn't even competing.
But now,
Kyle, go ahead.
Yes, but now President Hakainde Hichilema is competing. I think there was a district, for example, in Mpolokoso. President Brian Mundubile comes from Mpolokoso. And now the MP who has won the Mpolokoso seat is a UPND candidate. In Chipata now we have a UPND candidate. And across 9 constituencies so far, UPND has won. And in 2021, they only managed to secure about 2 constituencies in the opposition strongholds. But now it has gone up to 9, which shows that he is penetrating their strongholds while they are not able to penetrate his strongholds. Actually, for his strongholds now, they have underperformed compared to the 2021 elections, because PF then, when you look at Dundumwezi itself, it got about over 200 votes, but now they've gotten 40-something votes. And that clearly shows that these elections are based on having.
Now,
let me jump in, Chair.
Okay. Because as you jump in, you can all address this. Every Mohambi, Joseph, somebody, and me. I'm also, what I'm going to say is also what's going through my mind. I'm like, come on, these are only 27 constituencies. We have 219 remaining. Jump in, Chair, and then you cannot respond to that argument I just threw out there.
Yeah. So the young man who was speaking here spoke exactly what I was going to say here. But in summary, many of us, including my brother Campbell here, we've been political strategists for a long time, and history is a huge component of this analysis. And I'll pick an example here. Chadiza East, the incumbent, actually scored 6,574 votes versus Brian Mundubile 4,500, and that's his stronghold, I believe. But the point I'm making here is that we've seen this trajectory where the incumbent penetrates the so-called strongholds for the opposition, and he's slicing that cake almost, I would say maybe 2/3 of the total electoral votes in those strongholds constituencies. So what that tells me is that the opposition hasn't done very well to penetrate strongholds of the incumbents. We've seen that even though there is what you call voter apathy in the incumbents zones, what turns out is actually that the incumbents is still collecting all these votes to his advantage, because at this point, when I look at the trajectory where the incumbent is at 243 versus 161, 80,000 votes behind, then I'm looking at my schedules here and say, where is Brian going to get the 80,000 votes? That's the question. And the incumbent, so far, I think they've only picked maybe 2 or 3 from his strongholds. We haven't even talked about Western Province. We haven't even talked about Northwestern, where we've seen great numbers for the incumbent. So I'm really wondering how the opposition is going to bridge the gap. That's my concern at this point, because I can see that the incumbent really is scoring big, including in the opposition stronghold.
Okay, Mohambi, like I said, somebody says this is only 27 constituencies. Come on, guys.
Okay, so to answer those guys, so for example, to go to what my brother has said, when you look at Southern Province, it sounds like we have a lot of numbers, right? But we only have 3 provinces, really, right? And so you still have 3 out of 29 that haven't yet officially reported from the Electoral Commission. I stand to be corrected, but just as an example, Ichilema is at 98.7% of the vote share. 68,368 votes to Brian Munduwile's 558 in Southern Province. Right? Now, let's go to Northern Province. Right now, even with what is reported in Northern Province, and maybe my numbers here haven't just updated, but just to give you an example, the numbers that I have so far, out of 2 constituencies in Northern Province, now they have 19. It's a split. HH is actually leading percentage-wise, 49.4% to 48.9%.
I agree.
Listen to this difference. HH is leading 9,081 votes just from this screen, okay, just to kind of give you a trajectory. And then Mundubile is right behind him with 8,748. So what my point is that just looking even at these 2 constituencies, and I'll refresh my screen, but what you want to see for Mundubile is the same thing that Hakainde is doing in Southern Province. This is why the mathematics doesn't just work. Unless a miracle happens. Copperbelt and Lusaka won't do it, because Lusaka right now is split. In fact, HH is leading Lusaka by 56.2%, right?
And I agree with you. Sorry, Chair, to jump in.
Ahead.
Focus. Let's focus, because I think the noise has been around Copperbelt as the swing province. So dive in and really give us a clear picture, because I have some math here. And I just don't see how the opposition can pull this off. So maybe let's debunk this myth about Copperbelt being the swing province. Campbell.
I think for me, from what I have heard, and now I'm waiting for the ECZ to announce these things, I think UPND has lost Copperbelt. But the question becomes by how much, right? Because if you look at Kantanshi, for example, the numbers that came out of Kantanshi, that gap, if it is maintained by the opposition, I think they take the Copperbelt. The problem with that is that Copperbelt won't react like Southern Province. You know what I mean? So there won't be any place where HH gets 143 votes to 10,000 votes. You know what I mean? So the whole Copperbelt argument, if we win the Copperbelt, then we win the election, is not a thing. You know, it's not a thing unless the Copperbelt is acting like Southern Province, which it is not and will not.
That's the reason why I keep showing this.
That.
Okay, everybody look at this. And here's another thing. As Muhambi comes in after we look at this. This is something that people are not paying attention. All this information is on the ECZ website. Okay, this is rural registered voters, 5.23 million, which is 59 3.5%. Urban registered voters, 3.56 million. And I keep telling people you can win Lusaka and the Copper Belt and still lose this election. Mohambi.
Yes.
Mohambi, go ahead.
Well, I was just listening. I don't really have anything. I think I was listening to the math. I think it's just very interesting to see how, especially in politics, and I think just over the last hours, because there's been a lot of unsubstantiated numbers. So seeing you, Pastor Campbell, sort of break it down has been very interesting and very enlightening. So I was taking notes down because I've just been so enthralled by your presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Joseph, your thoughts on what has been said so far?
Well, what I can just say, everything that has been explained here, the breakdown is very impressive. I have nothing much to say though, but otherwise we'll see. Maybe a miracle might happen. The opposition might.
I don't know. I mean, the numbers don't lie though. The numbers.
The numbers they don't lie. Yeah, the numbers they don't
No,
lie.
but Joseph, and I want Dennis to respond to this as well. Okay, here is the thing. Okay, and there's also another question I want us to address. Okay, Zenith says people seem to think that the Chingorwa sweep is indicative of a presidential win. I think even in Mufulira they've swept, right? As far as I know. Dennis, they've swept Mufulira, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they swept Mufulira, they swept Chingola. And here's the thing. The point I'm trying to raise here is that I want Dennis and Joseph to address this. You guys are not addressing my question. This is just 27 constituencies. Dennis, people are saying, come on, guys. This is only 27 constituencies. Why are you making a big deal out of this? Huh?
Thank you so much. Of course, one can argue that only 27 constituencies have so far been announced, and the ECZ still have over 190 constituencies to go. But when you look at the path in which these results are being announced, and also the trajectory in which they are going, I think you can predict the outcome of it based on how each political party and also candidate is scoring in their strongholds and also in the strongholds of the opponent. Like we said earlier on, the 2026, it was balanced because President Edgar Lungu maintained his strongholds, and also his opponent, President Hakainde Hichilema, maintained his strongholds. But in 2021, President Hichilema penetrated some of the opposition's strongholds, and now it is even worse. In the strongholds of the opposition has increased, and also President Hakainde Hichilema is able to score quite a good, a fair number of votes in their strongholds, and so it paints a clear picture of how the rest of the districts, constituencies, and also provinces are going to go. Of course, we can debate about maybe Lusaka and also Copperbelt province, because we are yet to see. It is mixed. But what gives us also another indication is also the voter distribution as indicated by the ECZ. It says that 5 million, over 5 million voters are the rural vote, and also about 3 million, it's in the urban vote. And when you look at the UPND, I think they are performing well in the rural areas. They are getting quite a good number there. And I believe it's because of certain social programs that they've implemented, such as social cash transfer, which is benefiting those in the rural areas, free education, and also cash for work. So I believe it is easy to predict the outcome of these results based on that submission that I've made.
Okay, Muhambi, keep that comment up there. I want us to speak to this. Big votes in Southern Province are few. Can you bring that up again?
Come again?
Okay, everybody see this. We need to talk about this. Big votes in Southern Province are few.
What do they mean?
Can I elaborate on that, Chair?
Explain themselves. Big votes in Southern
So
Province.
what they mean is that the voter apathy in Southern Province has demonstrated that the expected votes are really not what what the UPND was supposed to score.
Okay, right there, leaders. Before Cambo, from your model, can you pull up a voter turnout figure in Southern Province? I want us to get to the bottom of this. Can you?
So this was a rumor that was started yesterday.
Yeah, that there's apathy in Southern and Western Province.
Western and even Northeast, Western.
Northwestern.
Here's the thing. One thing that people did not factor in is, first of all, how are you measuring voter apathy, right? Because as of yesterday, people are like, oh my gosh, and people in the UPND started getting nervous. I said, number one, realize that first of all, you added more polling stations, right? So you're not going to see the congestion that you used to see at lines. Even in Lusaka, it's the same thing. It depends on where you go. Like I talked to people that said, well, last time it took me 6 hours to vote. This time it took me 2. Maybe voter turnout is low, right? But you have to factor that in. So let me give you an example. 84.5% turnout in Magoya East. 89.9% turnout in Kalomo South. 68% turnout in Dundumwezi, right? Those are all in Southern Province. And if you have the turnout rates nationally of about 60% as it stands right now, who's doing better, right? So those are some of the things that we have to take into consideration. But when I look at Mbala had a 44.1% turnout. Malabo, where's Malabo East? Malabo. That's Eastern Province, right?
Yes,
I think
that's Eastern Province.
56%. Konkola on the Copper Belt, 57%. Saise, we talked about this one. It's in Northern Province, 37%. Nyimba Nyimba North in Eastern Province, 47%. Chitambo, which is, I think this is Central Province, 46%. Chipangali West, Eastern Province, 43%. Yet my point being that the turnout rate is not matching Southern Province. Southern Province may not be turning out at the rate that they did, but even their lowest, Dundumwezi so far is beating everything else in other places, except Lusaka.
All right. Before we go back to Dr. Nyendwa's comment there, here, the voter apathy is in the former PF strongholds where numbers of voters are most below 50%, That's Isaac. Voter apathy in Southern Province, in Southern and Western provinces. So these figures being given are totally not true, all right?
We disagree with that, Chair. Let's address that. That's very important.
Okay. This person says that now because we want to show people here that we are not afraid to show your comment, Here we deal with facts. We deal with numbers as we are getting them from
and Chair, just to add on.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Dennis. Kayo, go ahead.
I think we lost him.
He's not hearing me.
Yeah, but Chair, let's address this because this is where misinformation comes in, and we see a lot of activity around such statements. And I want us to be very objective when we do this analysis. That we're very independent. We don't favor anybody.
No.
So when people come with such statements that are misleading, I don't see how we can just walk away without really giving a true picture of the analysis.
Okay. Dennis, go ahead. You wanted to say something? Okay, he's having issues.
Having issues.
We had put up Dr. Nyendwa's comment here. The error with UPND was in their primary leadership imposed candidates on certain constituencies, resulting into independent candidates. And I want us to talk about the effect of independent candidates. People felt unseen and unheard. That is why you are going to see many independent candidates winning. This could have been UPND seats. To make matters worse, they imposed ex-PF members into UPND constituencies. You want to address that, Joseph? Who wants to speak to that?
I can address that, Chair.
Okay, I think you can go ahead.
Well, so, and again, I don't want us to miss the point here. There's two things here. I think this question is really addressing the members of parliament on the UPND. And this is where we need to understand that overall we see that this point is very valid because many members of parliaments that were imposed on the people by the UPND, those have been casualties. They've either lost to the independents or to the opposition. But we still see that the president himself is still standing, despite the fact that his members, the imposed members of parliaments to the constituencies, have tumbled. They've been casualties. So I agree with that statement. There were a lot of issues in terms of how the MPs were adopted by the UPND, and I think that the incumbent did address these issues. And to that point, Chair, this is a huge takeaway. This is a huge takeaway that every government or political party needs to be a listening political party to the grassroots.
Exactly.
And the UPND ignores
you see,
that.
Sorry to cut you short, my brother. You know what? I know they say don't copy and paste, but these things have ended up costing political parties.
Yes.
You see, the MMD started off very well with having primary elections. Then they started the issue of appointing. Political parties need to let the grassroots choose who they want their candidate to be. It's going to help them a lot. Joseph, you wanted to comment as well before Ali came in?
Well, yes, I wanted to comment. I believe this Ali did explain everything. The adoption process wasn't good because they wouldn't allow the grassroots to actually choose their preferred candidate. We did see that, like in my side, Chilanga South constituency, Chilanga North constituency, we did bring our own candidate as a community for them to actually stand on the UPND ticket. But unfortunately, they had to turn down that decision and decide to choose their own preferred candidate. So because of that, the UPND are losing a lot of grassroots seats in most of the constituencies. Then we're seeing this we're also seeing this in mostly we're seeing this in Southern Province where Garen Kombo recently won as an independent candidate. We've seen Iris Kaingo, she also won as an independent candidate. We're seeing a lot of independent candidates coming into parliament. But not only independent candidates, we're also seeing the opposition coming in as well. They're coming in pretty well. Especially we are seeing this in Lusaka, the Copper Belt, and also some parts of Eastern Province. So I feel like this government, the new government that HH might form, he's going to experience a lot of opposition and independent candidates in his tenure, being that the UPND are going to lose a lot of parliamentary seats.
Now, Kayo, I want you to respond to this. I don't know if you, what effect, by the way, did Iris win or she lost? I'm getting conflicting messages.
No, I think she won.
She won?
She won.
Yes, she won.
Okay. Some people are saying she lost, others are saying she. Oh my goodness me. Social media.
Let's correct this, Chair.
Yeah. Did
I
she
can
win?
tell you
And
this. The accurate
maybe
information
just
is that Gary and Iris they haven't won. They're still telling the figures. Let's not jump to the conclusion. They are still telling figures, and as of 10 o'clock this morning here, Gary Combo was behind. Okay, and the Iris they were behind. So unless you tell me things happened within 1 hour, so let's not throw out these facts before
Bentry
they
says,
are.
even Clotilda is confirming, Bentry says Iris won, declared as a winner today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
I
new.
saw
gentleman,
I saw that. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying the gentleman said that Garin Combo won because earlier on Garin Combo was trailing the Mazabuka candidate. So how did he win? That's my question.
I don't think he won.
maybe I just
said
add on.
here that Garin Combo won.
No, nobody has said
Yeah,
Gary Combo has won. They are saying Iris won.
No. Someone did. Chair.
No, Muhambi, can you find it? I can't see. No, I don't see anything here. And
was it Joseph who said that? Joseph, do you want to explain?
It was me who actually mentioned that Karen Combo won because we did receive information about it. It was being spread in
And
social
also,
media.
Chair, just to add on.
Oh, he's good. Finish your point, Joseph, as we conclude here.
All right, and I also have a colleague who is getting along with Mr. Garin Combo. They did confirm that Garin Combo actually won the parliamentary seat for Mazabuka. So yeah, but if maybe there was false information being spread that Garin Combo might not actually, maybe he didn't win. Maybe he didn't actually win the parliamentary seat for Mazabuka. Maybe I was misinformed.
Here is something, Joseph. Here's some update information. Gary wants to go to court.
Okay.
And I think he made the statement acknowledging that Gary didn't win. Remember, he wants to go to court. Okay. Isaac says Gary has lost, but Iris won. She was announced today as a winner. So that's why it's good to have, we appreciate our audience participating in this and telling us. Yeah. So Gary has lost. I think he wants to appeal. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, let me do a program announcement here. Some of the serious issues that have arisen during this period, the election period, is the attack, supposedly attack that happened at the opposition leading candidate, Mr. Bran Mondubile, and supposedly some people are missing. Watasila's husband, Bishop Trevor Mwamba, and a few other people. I am going to do a show on Monday to address that issue. I'm trying to get somebody within the ranks of the Tonse Pamosi Alliance to address. I want a lawyer who's going to talk things. I want somebody who's going to give me information that is credible. So do not think that we are not ignoring those events. I thought today we should just sort of focus and zero in on the figures, the turnout, and how things are looking, the projections. So on Monday, look out for that. I'm sure some of you are saying, how do I know what time? That's where you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our social media platforms, because you know how these things work, Immediately we go live, it will show you that we have gone live. So Monday, I'm going to do a show to address the issue of a raid on Mr. Mondobile's house, his family, and other members of the team. You wanted to say something, Mr. Ali?
Yeah, bring Godfrey Chilabi or Grafom Samba. They should be able to give you that information on this.
Let's talk behind the scenes. I'm looking for somebody inside the
Grafo is the Inspector General, so he should be able to give us that information. Or Godfrey, who is the police PR, they should be able to give us that information.
Okay. What's the name? Brighton says, let's talk about the presidential votes. I think this is the most important one. Okay. There are some people, Godfrey Brighton, who are also interested in the who are also interested in the there are some candidates I was supporting parliamentary. I'm happy for Movita. I'm happy for the mayor of Lusaka. And other people I can't remember who's EM? Imano Mwamba. Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask, do we have
go ahead, Muhambi.
Do we have any data, Pastor Campbell? Do we have any? I know we haven't received a lot of information yet, but do we have any data on the youth vote in some of the constituencies?
The problem is, I don't think we break down our voter actual voter data on the day based on that. But we can, I think, break down the voter list itself. I can do that. I don't just have it handy. But a majority of our voters are youth and women.
Okay,
they're young and they're women. Yeah.
All right. My brother Brighton, do the show immediately. I'm doing it on Monday, Brighton, if possible, because people need to know where those people are and the spokesperson for Honorable Burma. I want to bring somebody as if I can get Brian Mundubile spokesperson, the closest person to this incident. So, because we don't want to speak in speculation. We don't do that here. We speak facts. Thank you, Brighton, for that encouragement. We are on Monday. I'm doing this on Monday, 17 hours Zambian time, 10 a.m. Central. So be on the lookout. I am doing that show to get to the bottom of this issue. It's very, very important. As we wind up, okay. All right. So before Joseph, I'll let Cambo do the final word and give us whatever. Yeah, I like this as well. Kudos to the women who have won. Oh, by the way, I know we are all engrossed in this thing. On Saturday, next Saturday, I intend to do a show, women candidates. Just the women candidates win the election, whether they won or they lost. We just need to hear from them.
Yeah.
Clotilda says there will be no facts on that incident.
And Clotilda is in Zambia, so you should know.
I know she's in Zambia. Uncle D says bullets don't leave gunpowder residue on the victim. That's why we are going to get to. We are going to get to the bottom of this. Brian, can you give your final thoughts about today's show and whatever is on your mind? By the way, we're going to do a separate show with Brian here. I think he deserves a show. Muhambi. I'll go Brian, Ali, Joseph, and then Muhambi, then Cambo will close us out. Okay. Dennis, can you go first?
All right.
Dennis,
thank you so much. First and foremost, just I'm thanking you, the host, for having me. I think network has been bad on my end, but I think we've managed to make a few submissions where we've managed to get through to the audience. I just want to urge the public listeners that as the counting goes on, let us trust sources that are mandated by the law to distribute results. Of course, political parties have their own PVT. They are allowed to assess how they are performing in various constituencies and also provinces across the country. But sometimes PVTs do not produce accurate results. And when you give citizens results which are not accurate, it causes a lot of panic. And when expectations are not met, it somehow makes citizens not to trust the authority, or rather institutions that are responsible in handling elections. So the fairness of elections, the credibility of the election process is not only a duty of the Electoral Commission of Zambia, the police, or the army itself, but also us as citizens that are using social media. Because one post which is not accurate, it can cause a lot of damage to someone out there, like we witnessed yesterday. I think we can learn something from that and also build up to something. Other than that, I think also social media has become a platform of political debates, especially during this period. So what we say, the way we handle ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves is very important. Like we always say, there's life after elections.
Exactly.
So what you post today, yes, what you post today may it be out of emotions, may it be out of
Okay, he has dropped. Mr. Ali, please go ahead with your final comment. Oh, he's back. Go ahead, Dennis, finish.
Yes, it can cause a lot of damage to someone out there. So I think we need to be conscious of that, so that we as the citizens use the platforms that we have in a very responsible manner. And also just urging political parties, I feel let us be responsible in the way that we are handling ourselves, be it the ruling UPND, be it the opposition. Let us be responsible enough in the way that we are communicating to the public, because some of these incidents that we have witnessed are things which can be avoided. But because we are too excited to prove a point, or maybe to create a certain perception, we end up saying things that are not supposed to be said. We end up doing things that are not supposed to be done. So I think citizens also should just be responsible and also wait patiently as results come in from the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Thank you. Mr. Ali, your final comment?
Yeah, thank you, Chair, for the 1 minute here. And I really need to share this to the Zambians. Let me take you quickly here in the book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 20. Zambia is a Christian nation. So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days. And that's the key word. For the love he had to her, but a few days. The Zambians, the Zambians, let's have the patience that Jacob had. Truly, there's so much noise on social media, lies and deceiving people. What is the problem with waiting just for a few days because we love our Rachel? Our Zambia is our Rachel. The lesson here is that let us be patient. Let's persevere and wait for the results to be announced by the ECZ. In my understanding, and from my history, and Campbell will agree with me here, my brother, we've done so many analysis for these elections. These results are coming from the precincts, the places where elections are held. They are confirmed and verified by the stakeholders from both sides of the aisle. Then these elections are transmitted until they get to the tallying center, and then they are announced to the general public. And I don't see anywhere where these elections can be manipulated. Leaders, Bankama, you can help me if I'm missing something here. But my point is this. There's so much noise that it's deceiving. Let us wait until these elections are announced. That's number one. Number two, I think that Zambians, there's so much about the power and loving power, and we're negating the fact that love of country comes first. Let's humble ourselves and truly be loyal to our nation in whatever capacity. Elections should never be about dividing us, whether I'm Mbuka, Tonga, Lozi. Let's wait for the results to come through. And to those governing bodies or governments like the UPND, this is an opportunity for people, for them to listen, because people are speaking. When you hear somebody speaking and voting otherwise, that means that individual has a voice. Let's pay attention to these dynamics within our electoral system.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Joseph?
All right. So first of all, just like to thank you, Pastor Istam Sonda, for this amazing opportunity that you've given me. Since Wednesday up to now, I've been in this platform just to share my thoughts with the audience, especially the youths, being the fact that I'm a youth myself. So my last words that I'll just actually point out, especially to the youths, is please stay informed. Always get to your phone and research more about what's happening with these elections, presidential elections, parliamentary, mayor, council chairperson, and everything. I'll just encourage each and every one of us to stay informed and not misinformed. As you can see, I thought that Gary Combo actually won, but in actual sense, he didn't. So that means I have to go back and do my research again, right? So we need to stay informed, we need to research, and let's be careful with social media, because social media is now used as a tool to spread a lot of misinformation, right? People receive information that, no, this particular candidate got this much, he got this much. Let's wait for the Electoral Commission of Zambia to send the verified results, right? The accurate and verified results. I think that's all that I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Joseph has been consistent since Wednesday to this time. I appreciate you, my guy. You are officially become a ZBTR correspondent and a contributor.
Nice.
Like Trump would say, you are hired.
Hired.
All right, Mohambi, your final comment as we wind up here.
Sure. I'll also express the same sentiments as my fellow youth brother Joseph has said. It's important for us. First of all, thank you, Pastor, for this opportunity. We don't take it for granted. Thank you for showcasing us young people. It's important. Obviously, we give respect to our mudalas, but you know we're taking over soon.
I'm handing over this to you. Yeah, we shall hand over this to
sisters.
I think it's important for all Zambians to understand, as you all have said, that this is temporary. Politics is temporary. There are more important things. We have a country to take care of. We have young people like Joseph and I that are looking to inherit what you all have built. And so I think it's important for all Zambians to understand that, yes, it's important for us to be civically active. That's very important. It's important to be engaged in politics, because politics is the affairs of the community, the affairs of the citizenry. But we also have to realize that the elections will come to an end. There'll be a president, there'll be an opposition. After that, we have to unify, because we have to show the world that it's one Zambia, one nation. The world is watching. Again, as we said yesterday, there's a reason why Zambia has a reputation as one of the most stable democracies on the continent. And let's show the world that we can continue to do so.
Exactly. Yeah. Before Cambo winds us up here, I like Bentley's comment. It says, Mr. Ali, life expectancy in Zambia is low. You can't just be waiting and waiting till kingdom comes. We need to return to normal life. I'm with you, Bentley. I say amen, my brother. This needs to end by tomorrow. I don't see this ending tomorrow. Maybe Monday.
No, it's impossible.
I don't know. All right, Cambo, final word as we wind up here.
I think everybody has said what is important. Relying on information from the official lines of communication is so important. And I also want to say to people that you have to be careful what you post online, because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. I expect, and
not only that, when you go for a job interview, it will come up. These days, when people are hiring you, they go to your social media.
Yes, they go to your social media.
They see your nonsense. Yeah?
Yes. So we have to, you can have disagreements, so you can have a difference of opinion, but make sure that you're always, and when you don't know, you don't know. Because the moment you come out and say something with such confidence and as a matter of fact, it becomes a problem. And so I just want to tell people out there, be careful what you even share. You don't even have to be the person that said it. But if you're a person who is now sharing that inaccurate information, then you are also in trouble. Tagging and all these kinds of things, right? So all I can say right now is let's be patient. Let's wait for the official results. I think there's going to be a lot of post-election discussions that need to happen amongst ourselves as a country. I think that some people, because of what they have done during this time of election, might be visited by law enforcement just because of the consternation that they have caused in the nation based on hearsay. So we have to be always, the peace of our nation is not something to toy with. These politicians, if chaos started in Zambia, they will be the first ones to run.
Oh yeah, they have the means to run.
They have the means.
And some of them are outside the country.
Yes, and some of them are out, and that's the other thing you have to be careful. People are inciting or exciting people out of the comfort in the diaspora. Like they're sitting behind a desk and they're just spewing out information. So you have to be very, very careful. The last thing I will say is this: watch the numbers. If you are following this, and especially for our young people who seem to be passionate about this stuff, listen very carefully to turnout. If you begin to see the opposition in northern Wapula, Muchinga, Eastern Province, and I'm forgetting one. Which one am I forgetting? Anyway,
what did you say?
If the Northern Bloc, when you listen to those turnout numbers, if you begin to see the turnout anywhere between 68 and above, and they begin to win a majority of that, then I don't see how they come back from this. But the problem they have is HH is eating into those numbers. So turnout for them, it might even turn out to be good, but the problem is that margin of victory is going to be deteriorated because they're not reciprocating in the southern provinces and in northwestern and western province. So just watch out for those things. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mohambi. Thank you, Kambo. My brother Ali, Joseph, welcome to
Good to see you, Ali. Long time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's be in touch, brother.
Joseph, welcome to the ZBTR team. And we shall. I mean, I just have to hire you. That's what Zenith is saying here.
I can even help you with the graphic designing of the posters. I'm really good at that. Even the website. I can help you design the website.
I love that. Chiang, come on, give me the young man's phone number.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our show for today. By the way, there is a Facebook called Zam Clergy International. Okay. That is the Zambian pastors predominantly based in the US and outside of Zambia. We've been doing prayer meetings since last Sunday, every day at 12 noon. So in like 20 minutes, we'll be going live with a prayer meeting, praying for our nation, praying for this process. I would like you to join in there. You can see how crazy busy I am. I don't have time to sit around doing nothing, tagging people on false information. We don't do that. If you are looking for propaganda, go to another place. Here we deal with facts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to our social media platforms, please do so. There is the name of the, just search ZBTR TV. It will come up. On Monday, I'm doing a show. Ali will help me here find the person we can bring here to try and talk about the Ayama attacks on the Mundubire camp and all that stuff. Monday, we are going to do that show. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. And we do not take you for granted. We appreciate everyone. And we shall see you on Monday at the same time. Then remember, on Saturday, I'm doing a show with women candidates in this show. Thank you.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.